Hello everyone. Today I have a big vocabulary video for you. I have put together some of my videos that relate to everyday life. This video contains more than 300 words. Most of these words are nouns that many native speakers know, but English learners often do not learn unless they stay in an English-speaking country for a while. This includes words for bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, gardens, tools, and a few other things. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe you like the microphone. In this video, you are going to explore some words for things you find in your house. Some of these words are simple, but some are a bit more complex. They are words that all native speakers know, but that non-native speakers usually only learn if they have lived in an English-speaking country for a long time. My mom has kindly agreed to help me again with the filming. If you want to say hi to her, you can do that in the comments below. Alright, let's start with the bedroom. Here, we have a bed. I'm sure you know the word bed, but you might not know the part of the bed. This part here is called the bed frame. The mattress goes on the bed frame. On top of the mattress, we have a bed cover. Some people might call this a quilt, but I call it a bed cover. Underneath that, we have some blankets. These are blankets. And then we have some sheets. This is the top sheet, which you can also call a flat sheet. And on the mattress, we have a fitted sheet. It's called a fitted sheet because it fits snugly onto the mattress. Here, we have some pillows. Be careful though. Some people get these mixed up. This is a pillow and this is a cushion. A cushion is something decorative, while a pillow is what you sleep on and place your head on. Oh yes, this on top of the pillow is called a pillowcase. In Australia, pillows are usually rectangular, but in Europe, they are often square. It took me a long time to get used to that, and I never really did. I think I found rectangular pillows somewhere. This is cat hair because my cat, Leo, likes to sleep on my bed during the day. At night, he goes into his little room. We lock him in there. Now, this here is a painting. Here we have a normal chair, but I also put a towel on the chair because Leo likes to scratch this material. The towel helps to stop that. This part here is called the windowsill. These are blinds. You can say a blind if it's one piece. But when they are in pieces like this, we call them blinds. These are vertical blinds. I think you can see why we call them that. This piece here is a bedside table. Bedside tables don't always look like this, and they don't always have a drawer. But if you have a small table next to a bed, it's called a bedside table. This is a drawer. Be careful, in British English, we don't pronounce the E at the end. So we say drawer. Here we have my glasses and their case. This is a glasses case. Here we have a little cloth. Any small piece of fabric that you use to clean something is usually called a cloth. Here we have a clock. This is an alarm clock. I don't like to use my phone. I know a lot of people do, but I prefer an old-fashioned alarm clock. Here we have some tissues, and this is a lamp. The top part here is called the lampshade. Here's a light switch. We also have some pictures, and this outer part is called a frame or picture frame if you want to be specific. And here's my lovely winter robe. This is a door. I'm sure you know the word door. But here are some more words related to doors. The part on the outside is called the door frame. This part here is the doorknob. Yes, the K in knob is silent. These parts here are called hinges. Here we have some cables. You can also call these cords. This cord comes from the computer, and this long one is an extension cord. You can also call it an extension cable. The plastic piece connecting them is called a double adapter. This is my computer desk. Here we have some earphones, and this is a keyboard. That's the computer. It's not just a screen, the computer is all inside. This is a mouse, and we often use a mouse pad. This is a mouse pad, and here we have a coaster. A coaster is something you place a drink on. This is another chair. I'm sure you know the word chair, but this is an office chair. Office chairs don't all look the same, but generally they have a comfortable seat. They often spin and usually have wheels, so you can have fun in long hallways. Here we have a cork board. It's called a cork board because this material is cork. A cork is also the thing that goes in the top of a wine bottle, as those are usually made of cork. On the cork board, we have some pins. This here is called a push pin, and this is called a thumbtack. It's called a thumbtack because we usually use our thumbs to push them in. Down here, we have some weights. If you want to have strong arms, you can lift weights. Behind me is the wardrobe. You could also call it a cupboard. The word cupboard is more general. You usually have cupboards in the kitchen and sometimes in the bathroom. A wardrobe mainly has clothes and shoes. How are you doing, Leo? Are you having a nice day? Now we are in the kitchen. This is a microwave. Ours is quite old. How long have you had this? About 30 years? Oh, I didn't mention this before. This isn't my house. It's my parents' house. Okay, so that's the microwave. Here we have some paper towels. And this is the stove. You can also call this a cooktop. This is an electric cooktop, but some people have gas cooktops. This part at the top is called the range hood. Over here, we have some utensils. Utensils is a general word for things like wooden spoons and spatulas. This here is a pot holder. You use it to get things out of the oven or to pick up hot pots. I'll put it back later. But here you have some pots. These are pots. Here we have a hand towel for drying your hands. And this is a tea towel, which we use for drying dishes and cups. I'm not sure why we call it a tea towel, but that's what it's called. Here we have the oven. And this is a toaster oven. We don't have a traditional toaster. If we want to make toast, we use a toaster oven. These are crumbs, so we need to clean the kitchen. This is a fridge. The long word is refrigerator, but most people just say fridge. The top part is the freezer. You put ice cream, ice cubes, and frozen vegetables in the freezer. On our fridge, we have lots of magnets. If you put a magnet on a fridge, you can call it a fridge magnet. These are fridge magnets. Here we have a chart about dangerous spiders because we live in a region where they are common. This here is a fruit basket. Right now we have some apples, some passion fruit, some mandarins, and a papaya. This is a timer. Some people use their phones these days, but many kitchens still have timers. This is a cutting board, which you can also call a chopping board. This one is made of marble, so it's quite heavy. This area is called the bench top. Most kitchens have a couple of bench tops. This area here is called a bench top. This is a coffee pot. As you may have noticed, we don't actually use it for coffee. We use it for tea. So we use it as a teapot. This is a knife sharpener. It's something you use to sharpen knives. That's the sink. And this is the dishwasher. One more thing for the kitchen. This is a calendar. Now we are in the laundry. This is also Leo's room. So if you see any mess, it belongs to him. This here is a washing machine. This one is a top loader or top loader washing machine. It's called that because you put the clothes in from the top. Machines that open on the side are called front loaders or front loading washing machines. This here is a mop. It's a simple word. Hello, Leo. The noise you hear is Leo eating. This here is not a mop. This is a broom. Down here, we have a bucket. And this on the ground is a mat. This is also a mat. Here we have the clothes dryer. Or more simply, the dryer. This is a laundry basket. And in the laundry basket, we have some clothespins. One clothespin, two clothespins. Here we have an ironing board. And this is an iron. Be careful of the pronunciation. I made a whole video about that. This is not an iron. In British English, we say iron. Here's an extended second part of the story about Jack and Emma, enriched with emotions, drama, and memorable moments. This part explores their developing relationship and the impact of their connection on both characters. Jack couldn't stop thinking about the moment he shared with Emma. Their first meeting had been unexpected, but something about her warmth and laughter made him feel at ease. He often visited the gallery, staring at the portrait of Sarah Jane Carter, but now his thoughts frequently drifted to the soft smile of Emma and the twinkle in her eyes. One sunny afternoon, Jack decided to take a different route to the gallery, hoping to clear his mind. As he walked through the park, he noticed a small group of children laughing and playing, their innocence and joy reminding him of his own childhood, a time when everything seemed simple and carefree. He smiled, feeling a sense of nostalgia wash over him. Suddenly, a shrill laugh pierced through the air, and Jack turned to see Emma approaching, her golden hair catching the sunlight. She was surrounded by a few children, and they were eagerly showing her their artwork. "Look, Emma, I drew this for you," a little girl exclaimed, holding up a crayon drawing of a rainbow. "That's beautiful, Sophie. You have such talent," Emma praised, kneeling down to get a closer look. Jack felt his heart swell as he watched her interact with the children. There was a kindness in her that drew him in, making him wish to know her better. "Hey, Jack," Emma called out, noticing him nearby. Her voice was like music, and he couldn't help but approach them. "Come meet my little friends." "Hi there," Jack waved, crouching down to be at eye level with the children. "What have you been working on today?" "I drew a cat," another child piped up, showing off a scribbled drawing. Jack smiled, engaging with the kids. They chatted about their favorite animals, and he shared stories of his own pets, which made them giggle. Emma watched him, her eyes shining with admiration. As the children dispersed, Emma turned to Jack, her expression shifting to something more serious. "I've been thinking about you a lot since our last coffee. It felt so right talking to you." Jack felt a rush of warmth at her words. "I've been thinking about you too, Emma. I look forward to seeing you every time I visit the gallery." Emma blushed slightly, a pink hue spreading across her cheeks. "Maybe we could meet outside the gallery more often. There's a nice cafe nearby where we could grab a drink." "I'd love that," Jack replied, a smile spreading across his face. The thought of spending more time with her made his heart race with anticipation. They exchanged numbers, and as they walked to the cafe together, Jack felt a sense of excitement that he hadn't experienced in years. Sitting across from each other, they talked easily, sharing stories of their lives, dreams, and passions. Emma's laughter filled the air, and Jack felt like he was in a world of his own, away from the bustling city. As they finished their drinks, Emma hesitated for a moment, biting her lips. "Jack, can I tell you something? I don't usually open up to people easily, but I feel a connection with you. It's different from what I've felt before." Jack's heart raced at her words. "I feel it too, Emma. It's like we understand each other on a deeper level. Their eyes locked, and in that moment, the world around them faded away. Jack reached across the table, his hands gently covering hers. I know this is new, but I want to explore this connection. I want to know you, truly know you. Emma smiled softly, her eyes shimmering with emotion. It's like that more than anything, Jack. Their time together blossomed into a beautiful routine. They explored the city, sharing meals at quaint restaurants, visiting art galleries, and strolling through parks. Every moment spent together deepened their connection, and Jack found himself captivated by Emma's passion for life. One rainy afternoon, they ducked into a cozy bookstore, the smell of old paper and fresh coffee wrapping around them like a warm hug. Jack watched as Emma browsed the shelves, her fingers lightly trailing over the spines of books. Have you read this one? She asked, pulling a novel from the shelf. I haven't, but I've heard great things about it, he replied, taking the book from her and flipping it open. Let's read it together, Emma suggested, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. We can take turns reading chapters and discussing them over coffee. Jack couldn't help but smile at her excitement. That sounds perfect. They settled into a corner of the bookstore, each with a steaming cup of coffee, sharing passages from the book and exchanging thoughts. Jack felt a warmth spreading in his chest as Emma animatedly discussed her favorite parts, her passion for literature shining through. As the days turned into weeks, their bond deepened. One evening, while sitting on a bench overlooking the city skyline, Emma turned to Jack, her expression serious. Can I tell you something that's been on my mind? Of course, Jack replied, sensing the weight of her words. I've been hurt before, Jack. I lost someone very close to me, and it's made me hesitant to open up to others. Emma's voice trembled slightly, and Jack could see the vulnerability in her eyes. I understand, Jack said softly, reaching for her hand. You don't have to share anything you're not ready to. Just know that I'm here for you, no matter what. Emma took a deep breath, her gaze steadying on him. I want to be honest with you. I like you, Jack, more than I expected to, but I'm scared of getting hurt again. Jack squeezed her hand gently, his heart racing. I promise to treat your heart with care, Emma. I want to build something real with you, something that can last. Tears glistened in Emma's eyes as she nodded. Thank you for being patient with me. It means a lot. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the city lights twinkle like stars. Jack felt a surge of hope, knowing that despite their pasts, they had a chance to create something beautiful together. However, not everyone was smooth sailing. One evening, Jack arrived at the gallery excited to show Emma a painting he had been working on. It was a landscape inspired by their time together in the park, capturing the essence of their growing bond. But when he entered, he found Emma in deep conversation with another man. Jack's heart sank as he observed the way she smiled and laughed with him. Jealousy twisted in his stomach, and he hesitated, wondering if he should approach them. After a few minutes, the man leaned in closer, and Emma's laughter filled the room. Jack felt a pang of insecurity, questioning whether he truly meant anything to her. Summoning his courage, he walked over, forcing a smile. Hey, Emma. She turned, surprise evident on her face. Jack, I didn't see you there. This is Mark, a fellow artist. Nice to meet you, Jack said, extending his hand but feeling a flicker of hostility towards Mark. Likewise, Mark replied. giving Jack a quick glance before turning his attention back to Emma. We were just discussing our upcoming exhibition. Emma's insights are really valuable. Jack felt the tension in his chest as he forced himself to engage in the conversation. But the more he spoke, the more he felt like an outsider. Mark seemed charming, confident, and Jack couldn't shake the feeling of inadequacy. After a few minutes, Emma excused herself, pulling Jack aside. "Are you okay? You seem a bit distant." "I'm fine," Jack replied, though he could hear the edge in his own voice. "Just trying to understand the dynamic here. Jack, Mark is just a colleague. He's helping me with my exhibition. But it doesn't mean anything. I like spending time with you," Emma reassured him, his eyes searching his for understanding. "I know, but it's hard not to feel jealous," he admitted, his voice low. "I've never felt this way about anyone before." Emma stepped closer, her expression softening. "You don't have to worry. What we have is special, and I want to keep exploring it. I promise, you're the one I care about." Jack felt the warmth of her words seep into his heart, but the seed of doubt lingered. "It's just hard to shake these feelings, you know?" "I understand," Emma said gently. "Let's make more memories together. Ones that can remind us of what we have." "Okay," Jack replied, feeling a flicker of hope. "Let's do that." In an effort to strengthen their connection, Emma suggested a weekend trip to the coast. "I think a change of scenery would do us good," she said, her eyes bright with excitement. Jack eagerly agreed, and soon they found themselves on a beautiful stretch of beach. The sound of waves crashing against the shore, the salty breeze ruffled their hair as they strolled hand in hand, laughter echoing in the air. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, they found a quiet spot to sit on the sand. Jack watched Emma as she collected seashells, her face lit with joy. "Look at this one," she exclaimed, holding up a perfectly spiraled shell.